Hey besties, let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? You know whose mama? I'm just gonna give her the MVP for this episode. Brooke's mama, man, she is on it. She knows her daughter, and that's that on that. Welcome, besties. You are now behind the shade, and thanks for joining me. I recap your favorite reality shows weekly. Now let's kiki and ha ha because we have plenty of it to do on this new episode of Love After Lockup, Season 6, Episode 7. Don't hate the player. Okay. Okay. Do we like the title of this episode? I like the title, but who is the player? I mean, shoot, they all are. Oh, somebody did say, was it Demondrick that said, I'm not a player? I think he said that, right? Anyway, how would you rate this week's episode, besties? I enjoyed it. You know, this is my guilty pleasure. I get a kiki out of all of these people. Oh my goodness. But it's felt, anyway, and I liked it because we didn't have to see Savannah or Bradley. Ugh. I'm going to I'll give it a good 8. I'll give it an 8. Um, and I know sometimes I'll be saying, oh, a 5 or a 6. And I'll be thinking after I say it, why didn't you just say a 5.5? If it's gonna be an 8 or a 9, then that means 8.5. I need to start using my halves. But besties, drop down in the comments, please. Let me know what you thought of the episode. Please like the video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and make sure your notification bell is on. Ding dong. So that you know each and every time I post my content. Now, let's go over here to Portland, Oregon. It's still raining. Goodness gracious. Who we got? Courtney and Will. Honey, he lets us know that they have done it all over that hotel room. Do not touch the couch or the table. He's telling production where they could go and what they should stand near and what not to stand near. But I'm sure it may have a scent in there. So yeah, I feel sorry for them. They have to go in there and deal with all that drama, all the aftermath. So they're getting ready for their wedding because, she just got out yesterday. Let's recap. She got out yesterday, met her sponsor. They head out. They go to a Christmas tree downtown. He proposes with a $10,000 ring. Then he drops her off. Go back to the room. Bang, bang, bang. Pizza and pee. And then drops her off at the halfway house. Goes back to the hotel with her mom. She goes to her room. He goes to his. Then I guess production picks her up from her halfway house to take her to a shop to get a wedding dress because they're going to get married that night before mom leaves and goes back to Washington. Okay. So she meets the mom to get the wedding dress. Mom, of course, has mixed emotions because it's like, Courtney, what are you doing? So she says she's tired of crying fear tears and sad tears for Courtney. She wants to cry happy tears. So they go to this hobby shop to look for a dress. I guess Will just found something close by. It reminds me of one of these shops where, like, how you go somewhere for the weekend near the water. I live in the Bay Area, California, so, we're full of water here. So it just reminds me, like, if you go to Carmel or Monterey or even Capitola, and they had those cute little shops around, you're just walking through their little small downtown, and it's just a shop full of just trinkets and little, you can get cute pins and stationery and dolls and sunglasses and expensive sandals and little bags, then they'll have dresses and shawls and little sun visors and sun hats and swimsuits. It's just one of those novelty shops. So, she's telling us that, this is not her dream wedding, the dream that she's always had as a kid. And I'm like, well, was going to jail a part of your dream, ma'am? Because you messed up your whole dream with this drama. And here you are getting married a day after you meet somebody you've been dating on the phone with for 6 months. Okay, girl, who lives in a whole nother state, and he's trying his hardest to get you there so you can help him take care of his parents because his daddy is sick. So she said she preferred her dream wedding is like a space theme with neon lights. She wants to wear a starry dress, this, that, and the other. They don't have selections there. Everything is tight, short, see through, blah, blah, blah. And so mom is like, she asked her mom, what do you think? And she's like, it's only been 6 months. I want you to get married, but why you got to get married now? Here with him, you don't even know him. So, she's not sure she's ready. Of course she's not. She hates the dress, but what's she gonna do? She don't have many options. She's like, why we didn't go to a dress shop? Because, girl, he's not gonna spend thousands of dollars on a dress. Y'all trying to get married quick and slick. So she gets back to the room. They're getting ready so the dress was $217. So back at the room, they're getting ready for the wedding. She puts him out the room after he gets dressed because her mom wants to come and help her. She hates the dress. She doesn't have a ring for him. So, honey, she gonna use a scrunchie. A hair tie for her hair. She gonna use that as a ring. Okay, how cute. So Will goes down to the wine cellar where the ceremony will be held at the hotel that he's staying at. And her sponsor is there. So they meet. And so Will asks him to be his man of honor. Man of honor. Okay. Not a groomsman, but a man of honor. Not a best man. What is a man of honor? So the officiant is there, and then in walks the bride. Child, where did she get this Wilma Flintstone leopard coat from? Child, I was I thought about Bam Bam, Pebbles, Betty, and Wilma. Where did you get this Flintstones, this old leopard jacket from? So she's walking down. She done found a bouquet from somewhere. She's having second thoughts, of course, because she doesn't know him. She just met him in person yesterday. Now, remember, she said when she was in the car that the halfway home was quiet, far from how prison was. Honey, she's going to change her mind because their story cuts off when they're asking, will you take this man to be your husband and all that. And so she looks like she's about to bail out because she's fine at that halfway house. Calm down, Will. You can chat it up with her for another. I don't know how long she's going to stay in the halfway house. Will it be 3 weeks, 6 months, 3 months, a year? Will, you can thug it out. It's no rush on that. I mean, you got to consider, so you're getting married. You got to push the paperwork. It's those people are not in no rush to do anything. Like, are you planning on staying out there until you can bring her back? Because, honey, one thing you will learn about the prison system, they don't do nothing in a hurry. Honey, nothing. Okay, so moving on. Where are we going to go, y'all? We going to leave Portland. Let's go to Idaho. Can we go to Idaho? Poor Joey. Doesn't Joey look like you just want to take him and just shake him through the TV and just say, Joey, cut it out. This is not going to work. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. So I really want to tell Joey, you were a fun get high time. Okay. You were a junkie's one high stand, a one night stand. Joey, you were Mike's one high stand, okay? And you trying to turn this mess into a sobriety and a relationship, and it's not gonna work. I really want, I keep telling y'all, I really feel like Joey's name should be Michael and Michael's name should be Joey. I really want Joey to go back to his NA programs, and he needs to figure out why he's attached to an addict. I need him to understand he must have missed a step. Like, why are you hanging out? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're trying to avoid something and fight any kind of bad habit, why are you playing in the playground of the habit? You're not gonna win. When you put good and bad, bad is gonna rub off on good. Good doesn't wear off on bad. No, because bad is gonna be bad. And good is gonna make excuses for the bad. Bad doesn't decide, oh, you know what, I should be good. That's not how it works. Michael is telling us to our faces. He was like, doing this, it's my bad that I started the illegal substance, but this is a disease, right? And I'm like, okay. So their story begins. Mike is on the phone at the room with a friend named Fergie, whose name is Jacob. He's like a family friend. Joey walks in. He's like, who is that? And so no, Mike is like, oh, I was on the phone with Jacob. Fergie, who? You know, Joey's like, I don't know him. And so he asks Mike, is he a positive influence in your life? No, like Michael doesn't want positivity. He is the negative. You are the positive, honey. Do you not get it? This is why I want Joey to go back to class, to his NA classes, because he's missing a step of once you've kicked the habit, how your life should be. You shouldn't be playing you should be playing these games because you're gonna go backwards, okay? Mike was like, no, like, why would he be positive? I don't want that. That's what you're for. And I don't even want you. And so Mike was like, so now you're accusing me of using, like relapsing? Joey was like, no. But so Joey tells us, I don't trust Michael just yet. Yes, we get it. We know, Joey, we know. Danger is around the corner, sir. He done went and got his car from his mama's house. Danger is around the corner, okay? So in the car, Mike says he tells Joey, you guys keep like acting like relapsing is so bad. It's not the end of the world. Chow, when he said that, I would have been done. Pull over, get out. I would have been done. Like Joey knows what he needs to do. This is exactly an example of how your mind and your heart are battling each other. You know better, but their heart wants what it wants. Oh my goodness. So he said it's not the end of the world. So he's telling us he doesn't want to kick the habit. So Joey admits he's concerned about this Jacob person. Michael may relapse, and he says, it's not looking good. It's not. Danger is technically in the next episode. And so, of course, Joey explains that being an addict himself, he knows the talk, how Michael is talking, but Michael is not acting like he don't want to kick the habit. He has not once said he wants to. And so, you know, Joey's thing is you got to be about that action. You can't talk about it. But Michael is not talking about being sober. Joey, what are you not understanding? So they go get Michael's car from his mama's house. And so he has like a few hours left until he has to check back into the halfway house. So he's like, what do you want to do? And so Joey's like, you want to get naked? Because remember, they didn't do it last night. Michael says no, like super like, oh no, I don't do that. So Michael also feels like Joey is picking up on his lackluster of attraction for him. He said, yeah, I know he's probably figuring out that I'm not attracted to him. And so Michael just says he cannot do life sober. That's it. That's it. He got his car. He's on his way to getting high. Period. Point blank. And Joey, what are you going to do about it? So Michael is telling production. No, I say us. He was telling us, how can he do a year sober or even 7 years when he was in jail without it? And so I'm like, so was Michael getting high in jail? So that's probably why he don't mind going back, because he gets the men, he gets to get high. He don't really have to, he know how to sneak, and he's probably good at it. He don't have to be in there being judged by nobody. Maybe some other men, maybe. But he just probably do what he do and enjoys his time. This is how he chooses to live his life. So he says he loves Joey, but Joey is like a little triggering for him because they've never been sober. That's what I'm saying. They together, they have just been two junkies having fun. Now, being in the real world, Michael is not ready. He does not want any parts of the real world. He's doing things because of what he has to do. He went to go get welfare because he has to apply for the food stamp. He's doing everything that they're asking of him, and that's it. So Joy realizes that Michael is not ready to be clean. He won't go to class. He won't get a counselor. He won't do nothing. So it's like, well, yeah, remember Joey is, he's a survivor. He's in his sobriety. His dad has 30 plus years because his dad I think was dad's, he was an alcoholic. And then even Joey's brother is been sober like 20 years. Ciao. So it's like this stuff runs in your family, Joey. You need to be very careful. So the next day, when they leave, he's like, call me in the morning, let me know. Okay, yeah. So Michael told Joey good night that night when he had to go back to the halfway house. Joey went back to the hotel. So it's 1:30 in the afternoon. He has not heard from Michael. Yeah. He's waiting on him because they're supposed to go to his brother's house. Where is Michael? It's 1:50. Where is Michael? He's talking to his brother. His brother's like, well, can I chew him out like you do? He was like, well, be cool. Like, go slow. Don't do too much. And I'm like, exactly. Brooklyn, you should be listening to this, because the way you let your brother and your father go in on Brian, we're going to talk about that. So it's 2:05. Here come the red car, the red chariot, pulling in fast. He get out running up to the hotel, and Joey's downstairs because he checked out. Ain't nobody finna pay another room. But I'm thinking it was 1:50 when he left the hotel. You check out at 11. What are you doing? Dodging the housekeepers? So he comes in and he's like, oh, I had to do a UA. He said, oh, okay, yeah, and I failed it, so they're kicking me out. And Joey is looking like he is in a crisis. Bah, 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 bah. And it's like, I really think that Michael is kidding with him, but you never know, because he already did. He called Jacob and he left Joey around 7 o'clock, and he had 3 hours until he had to check himself in, and he's been missing all morning and afternoon. It's giving crackish ways, Joey. So now let's go on over here to Ohio, since I brought her up. Brooklyn and Brian. It's been 3 weeks since he's been out, and he said he feels free. He feels free as a bird. He's on house arrest. Apparently, he can't go far, and Brooklyn is a homebody, so they get along, good for now. So, they're having a barbecue for his, welcome home party. That's the theme for this season. Everybody's having a welcome home party. And so she got him on the grill. He did some chicken at first. Now he's doing all the hamburgers. And so she wants him to talk to her brother, her younger brother, her younger gay brother. And so they're like, there was nothing organic about it. And you may disagree with me, and that's fine. I think my way, you think yours. You put it in the comments. Just comment how you feel. Don't come for how I felt, okay? We respect each other. We're best friends. Remember that. and you don't want to get blocked. So she was like, babe, I want you to meet whatever the nickname of, because this is Jermaine Jr. Well, Jesus, I want you to talk to Jesus. So he's like, okay. So you done had this man working on the grill. Now you got to go get interrogated by a little younger brother. So they go upstairs to the kitchen. So they going back and back again. And the brother got a smart mouth, and he talks to Brian like he talks to Brooklyn, and that's no way to meet somebody. And he is a man. He's probably older than you, and you do need to show some respect. Yes. So he came in a little too hard for me on Brian. It needed to be organic, like, hey, how you doing? Hey, good to know. Okay. But here we go. He talks to Brian just like he talked to Brooklyn. Brooklyn, so what is it looking like? What's good? Huh? The brother asks, so what you plan on doing with my sister and all that? So he do his little speech. Well, the marriage could be the goal, but we'll see how it goes day by day, and we're gonna see what happens. Is it gonna be long term, short term? So I guess that's when he was like, we can see what it's gonna do, You got a job, you gonna get a job? Yeah. You eating off her? And that's when Brian was like, what? He was like, I'm grown. What are you talking about? You got a job right now? No, I've been out 3 weeks. Like, goodness gracious. Did my driver's license come yet? Did I go get it? did I get approved to go to DMV? Yeah, like, chill out. He said, so when I get one, I'm gonna call you and let you know. And then smart mouth gonna say, yeah, and we can have a cookout for that too. That's when I would have walked away. And so, he's like, what that got to do with you though? And that is my exact question. How is you trying to interrogate him like being the supportive, protective brother? Okay, but you need to learn your place. You did this with your sister. She wasn't trying to hear you. The man is here. Where he gonna go? He's paroled to her house. And what they doing over there at their house? What they got to do with you? She gonna do what she gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to be in a child's place as far as I'm concerned. So he's like, what they got to do with you? Well, I'm her brother. You in her house. And you can leave her house. Because what you do need to do is show that man some respect, because that's her man. He's there already. You don't like that he's in jail, but he's there already. You don't like that he's there with your niece, but he's there already. She chose him. He chose her. Okay? And when you leave the house today, he gonna still be there. That is his address. They gonna go back in that room and they gonna bang, 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 bang all night long. So you're like, so you just sleeping and eating and not doing nothing? And he was like, you don't know me, you just assuming. And so here come Brooklyn. Y'all okay? Everybody okay? The brother get all quiet. He go in his little cocoon. Y'all cool? Brother, like, I'm gonna go get me some dessert. Yeah, you gonna get up out of here before that boy knock you out. And I am not condoning violence, okay? So I'm like, no, they not okay. Get your little punk beep brother out of his face. Like, he needs to go find him some dessert. So next, they having a good time. Brian having a good time. His auntie is there. Some friends are there. They have a cute little turnout, right? So then, she wants him like, okay, step 2. I want you to talk to my dad. And it's like, goodness gracious, can this man, can he have a good time? Can they do this? Can you just plan a dinner where they come over and then all this happens at the dinner table? Oh, do you even have a dining room table? Why don't you have them come over and they help you clean up? How about that? So here come Pops, and they set it all up. Like, he pulls up in his like Chrysler 300. He got the rims, the tint. He honking. He get out. He got on Nikes, a little hoodie, zip up, hat. Like, he looked young. He keeping himself together. His wife was there. Her stepmama was there. Okay, so he come in. And Brooklyn talks to him in the kitchen. He getting his plate, drink. He pouring his little champagne or whatever. And she's like, I want you to meet him. I want you to meet him. And Pops is like, well, I'm going to eat my food. I'm going to go sit down. And if he come over there, then I'm going to talk to him. He ain't gun-ho about none of this, right? Because, the brother probably be telling him stuff. And plus, it's somebody, he ain't happy. He's actually surprised that she messing with a dude that was in prison. So he's like, yeah, I want him to prove himself. So they talk, they sit down. What's up, pal? Hey, nice to be okay, cool. So what did you do? Assaulted, robbery. You were stealing? I said, Lord. Lord. How long you do? 6 years. Oh. So you want to marry Brooklyn? Yeah, if it get to that. Well, I want y'all to go slow because you ain't experienced nothing. You done 6 years, you're 27, you went in at 21. He said, you can't go nowhere right now, huh? The mailbox is about as far as you can go, huh? Yeah. Well, after your house arrest, then we'll be able to tell what kind of dude you are. What's really gonna be going on? Brian agrees, and he said he don't think Brooklyn gonna like it when he get his freedom, honey, because she's the homebody. He gonna be in the streets. So Pops is going down the line with the life is hard for a black man, and you've been gone 6 years, and the world has changed. Then he like, well, you know what? Y'all grown. Y'all gonna do what you gonna do, and I just gotta go with it. Dad is like, we'll see, but I don't trust him, but we'll see. So let's go on over here. Who we gonna do next? Let's go on over here back to Ohio. Oh, we were in Ohio. Let's go to the other side of Ohio and deal with this Alexis and Julius with no Ashley. So, and I'm looking at Alexis like, where are her edges? She got hair in the front, in the middle of her hairline, but there is nothing there. And I'm like, Alexis, you have got to stop wearing braids, girl. You are too young not to have edges. Oh my goodness. Okay, so remember where we left off with them. He feels guilty because he told her about Ashley. Remember, they were at the little board game lounge playing Connect Four. So she walks out. She walks back in and she apologizes for walking out. What are you apologizing for? You know? And so, and that's what I'm saying. Like all this, you just stroking Julius's ego. And I just have a question, besties. Why do all these dudes that's been in jail have so many options with all these women? Like, ladies, what are we doing? Why are you pursuing these men? It'll be different if you was already with him, but why are you going back to childhood crushes, looking them up, wondering what they doing, or they looking you up and you like, hey, it'll be like, oh, you in jail? Okay, bye. What are we doing, ladies? And I get it, a lot of men are gay. I guess, the pickings are slim, and this is what we doing. This is crazy. Now, my other question for Alexis is, where is that discernment at that you had? What happened to the discernment, y'all? So he feel guilty for what he did and all that. And he knows he should have said something before. She's kind of feeling some kind of way because she had to ask, and that's the only way he was going to tell her. And so he tells her he loves her, and it was a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding. And he was like, no, he didn't do the nasty with her. Alexis like, so when did you see her? He was like, yesterday. So no Tyler? I mean, I did see her because I had to let her know that I told her about you. I told her it was me and you. Yeah, we're that. And I let her know that me and her, we weren't that. Whatever that is. So Alexis like, so you didn't have no freaky tales with her? None of that? You wasn't doing the nasty? You didn't slap no sauce? And so he was like, heck no. She was just entertainment, He was like, I know it wasn't right. I did it, but that's the end of that. So you ain't got to hear about it no more. We ain't got to do that. And so he was like, it's over with. So Lex is like, well, good, because I can't deal with other women. That's that's where I draw the line, because my discernment tells me, and I knew it because my discernment. She ain't saying this is me, because I'm trying to figure out where the discernment went. So I guess when she walked out of the board game lounge, she left the discernment outside when she went back in because she knew she was going to take them back. So I can't be dealing with other women. He apologizes and asks for her forgiveness. And he looking at her like, did it work? He looking to see if it worked. Did my game work? And she like, I really do love you and I want this to work. Then she tells us that she has to make sure this is what she wants because she may always wonder if it's someone else. Yes, and it's gonna be. Girl, you finna, your discernment. Oh, she was like, I just don't want to be led on. Well, you're being led on now, okay? And so he want to move past all of this. And she's like, okay. So she wins the Connect Four game. Uh-huh. They playing the game. Julius still has his phone in his hand. He has not set that phone down since he been out. He go to the bathroom with that phone. He takes a shower with that phone. They probably be doing a nasty. He got that phone in his hand. Like, do he ever put this phone down? Do he ever charge it up? And what do he be looking at? Because he scrolls. Because you just see him just flicking that thumb. Like he's not texting. He just looking at it, just flicking through stuff. Like, what is he looking at? He probably looking at them pictures of Ashley. So the next day they wake up. She's still mad and she wants to address the other women thing, Ashley and all that. So he was like, no more. That was when I was in jail. Like, I ain't doing that. We got to move past it. We got to take it day by day. You got to trust me. Woo, woo, woo. So she was like, okay, but can we share locations? He like, what? Now he on the couch. They wake up. He asked her, what you finna do today? She's like, oh, I'm finna go study. He like, okay. So the next time we see them, he is on the couch in the living room. Now, did y'all see how small her bed is? Was that a full-size bed? Ashley? No. Alexis. Girl, what are you doing with that little full-size bed with that big, tall, little bony boy you with? Oh, goodness. Probably was her childhood bed, huh? So anyway, he's playing, he on the couch playing video games. Child, I thought about baby boy and everything. Like, there is no way I'm finna be getting up, going to school and working for you to be on the couch playing video games. Alexis, you bought him a video game. Forget talking about the chicks. Talk about y'all future. What you doing? I'm going to study. What are you going to be doing? And if you saw the previews for next week, they showed us pictures of Julius when he was young, getting money. And she's going to be asking him about a warehouse job. And he going to be like, warehouse job? A job, girl. I slang for a living. What you talking about? I'm going back to the streets, honey. Yes. So, lady, I guess Julius is still out, right? Because I think I just saw some video of him and he done colored his locks. They look like a little, little blonde going on. Anyway, so he playing a video game. She about to go study. He want her to move past all this. And she decides that's what she gonna do, child. And I'm like, Alexis, how you gonna throw away the discernment and now you just now you just a mess. Okay, let's go over to Texas. Let's hit up Brooklyn. No, not JK and Brooke. Ooh. Child. So Kathy, JK's mama, I'm assuming she just sits in that middle chair all day at that kitchen table talking to Marla. So now it's only been 2 days since JK been out of jail, right? So Brooke leaves out the house. She storms out because she told him she was leaving after she saw that he follows Alex on Facebook and all. Got all the daddy, the stepfather was snitching on JK, talking about, oh, he got plenty of women. Girl, are you serious? So she calls her mom like, Mom, don't come because I'm about to go. Where you at? Her mom was like, girl, I am 5 minutes away with these boys. No, Mom, I don't think you should come because some mess just popped off. Moms already know she started the mess. She tell her, "Oh, all this drama, you did it. Take your butt back in there and you go make peace." She know her daughter has started some mess. She told her, "You go back in there and make peace." So she does. JK, can I talk to you for a minute? And I know that cousin with the locks is like, oh goodness, her again. So JK says, she's the only one. He promises, ain't nobody else. And he like, oh, is she fine about Alex? It's like you don't even care. You don't even care enough. Like you don't even care. And um, so you remember this is the day of his party. So he's just like, let me get through the day. Let's have fun at my party. Like everybody come in. Let's kick it. So Alex did not show up to the party. The mom comes with the boys. They happen to see JK. I did not know Brooke was taking the boys up there to see him. So they finally see him out of prison. I was like, you was taking your boys up there? Wow. So the party was a hit. It was very well attended. The family. He got a sister. Mom's had a slideshow. Then the cake, y'all. The cake was hecka funny. It was a package of a chicken flavor top ramen, and it said something about "Welcome home, jailbird." And that stepfather got that cake right because they talk crazy to each other. And then did you hear him call his mama a fool? I was like, ooh, wait a minute. Don't be that cool with your mama. So mom says she don't oh no, Brooke's mama say, oh, and check this out. You go back in there and make peace because I'm done playing your baby daddy. I'm done babysitting. She said, I'm old. I didn't catch mom's name. If y'all know Brooke's mom's name, put it in the chat because I didn't even catch it. She said, I'm tired of playing baby daddy. I'm old and you come get these kids. Brooke talking about, oh, enough of all that, but can I stay one more night? Mama like, no. You can stay, but the kids gonna stay with you too. All of y'all gonna be in Marla's room. Now Brooke tells JK she want to move in with the boys. I said, move in where, Brooke? Where? You didn't put that woman out of her bedroom. You in there getting it on with a porta potty in there, a walker, a cane, a scooter, child, the CPAP machine. Like, where is the boys? Where are you? You want to live there with Kathy? Oh no, with that stepfather, there is no room. Where are y'all supposed to live? And he like, you got to go home. You got responsibility. You got to go to work. Them kids. He need his space because he about to go around the corner and fool la la with Alex, honey. So she outside figuring out how to track his phone because she did spend the night. Okay, mama talking all that smack. And the mama took the boys. She spent the night. Poor Marla. She on that couch, back probably hurting, uncomfortable, and rolled off and fell off the couch 3 times. Child. Meanwhile, while she tracking his phone, he's asking his mama for some money to go out on a date. So the mama like, you ain't finna go get no some stuff, or you ain't finna go get no illegals. He like, nah, fool, I ain't doing that. And so she like, is she going home tonight? He like, yeah. She like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Cause she is drama. So they go to some cheesy indoor miniature golf place, blah, blah, blah. And wait, so he tells her, he want to be in them kids' lives, even if they don't stay together, or if they do, he want to be there. And is it cool? She crying because other ex-boyfriends have said that too. And then of course they didn't stay. And the mama was saying how she be pushing people away. She pushes people away. So that makes you wonder, oh, is that why the baby's fathers are not around? Because she will push them away? So he's asking, I want to be there. I want to be there. I want to do this. I want to take him fish. I want to kick it with him. So she crying. He like, don't cry. And she like, I feel bad because I feel like I let them down because they don't have their daddies. And, even my dad, he was a truck driver. If he was around, I probably wouldn't have these trust issues and I wouldn't be so insecure. And I'm like, that's probably what her mother has been telling her. And so Brooke is like, she knows that JK may cheat on her, and she feels like, if that happens and how she will react will be due to her trauma responses. So they get to her house. He like, she got little chicks in cages out on the porch. She live in a mobile home in the middle of nowhere, all alone, no neighbors. He like, oh, this is the boonies. He like, oh, we got to get you back to the city. He like, I ain't doing this. It's two dogs in the bedroom. And I'm just like, how is you keeping them two big old dogs in that? I guess they went out earlier, I guess. So he like, what's up with them chickens? So her mama says, people who can't keep their pants on don't know what chickens are all about. Huh? What? And nobody, mind you, everybody in the house has on shorts. It's hot. It's the summer. They sitting in front of the fan, sweating. And I thought it was so cute that both of the boys wear glasses like Brooke. Nope. So Vision don't run. She don't have the good gene of Vision. Okay. So the boys, they love JK. When he pull up, they go hug him. She like, so what am I, a chopped liver? But she loves it because she loves to see that. So JK and her mama are outside talking. He wanted to see the rest of the house. So she's like, well, let me go make sure everything is cool before I show you the house. So him and her mom go out and talk. So mom is like, she insecure. She pushes people away. You know what she did with that social media, which, she's insecure. She gonna be jealous. Are you cool about that? Because if you're not gonna be the laid back type, you need to just be done with this relationship because she is jealous. And he like, I know, yeah, I'm gonna lay back, I'm gonna try, yeah, yeah. But for somebody to be telling me if we don't work out, I still want to be a daddy to your kids. He's telling you y'all not gonna work out. He don't even have faith that y'all gonna work out. And another thing, besties, where is his friend? She's that lives with Brooke. Where is she? She wasn't there. They don't mention her. She didn't come to the party. She over at Alex's house. Oh no, because Alex put her out for snitching on her. Yeah, where is that friend? Brooke, where is that girl? So he has to leave because Brooke lives an hour away from his mama's. So he on the way back, because he didn't borrow money and the car from his mama. So on the way back home, he called Alex. She answered, what you doing? Oh, I'm at the house chilling with the kids. Oh, well, I've been busy with Brooke, but I just left her house. So I was thinking that I could come see you tomorrow. She like, okay, all right, cool. She tells him, I love you. This fool gonna say, I know you do. And I noticed today that JK don't have no teeth at the top of his mouth either. Okay, so over on the other side of Texas, honey, whew, we got Kiana, Demondrick, and Jawela. Now, I got some advice for these two women. First of all, Kiana, let's start with you first. You hang around people that got sense. Them people that she worked with at the hair salon, that dude, oh yeah. And the owner, they was checking for her. He was hecka like, mm-mm. Her two friends that came to the cookout, they had some sense too. Kiana, if you're listening, this is my thing. If you're going to get back with a man who has cheated on you twice with the same woman, his baby's mother, and has had two kids, I don't know if, because the oldest kid is 5, the youngest kid is 2. How long they been together again? I don't remember. Let's just assume that he didn't cheated twice and had 2 kids. Girl, the one who causes your pain cannot heal you from it. I will repeat. Kiana, the one who causes you pain cannot heal you from it. You're trying to get back with this man who clearly want to be over there or likes to be over there. But the reason why he not with her is because they argue too much. Demadrick talking about he don't like drama. Demadrick, you are the drama. You playing yourself in between these two, and that ain't even no. How you gonna do that? You don't think that Jaquela and Kiana? I don't know. I just feel like when Kiana was like, "Let's go talk to her. Let's go ask her," and he said, "You want to go ask her?" She said, "No." I was like, "No, you need to go ask her. She will tell you what you need to know." Now, Jaquela, whatever. Why are you sitting in the waiting area waiting on this man to come back to you? You just sitting there chilling like you okay with being a sister wife. You are okay with being a side piece. You are okay with him coming back and forth as he pleases. You have 3 kids. Okay? What more can you do to get this man? You then gave him 2 of his own and he's claiming your other one. He still left you to go back to Kiana. He came back. You took him back, got pregnant again, and he still left you and went to Kiana. You need to move on because this boy, Demadrick, I think he got the Master P syndrome. Master P was telling, I read or heard that he was talking about, yeah, make sure you have your babies with a light skin or a mixed, another culture so that you can have mixed kids and have pretty kids. Demadrick is having kids with the yellow girl, because they in the South. I believe it's still colorism going on. He having his babies with the light skinned girl. How come he ain't never got Kiana pregnant? And y'all know Kiana has 2 kids. Her ex been talking about her. I'm not interested in hearing about it, but I do remember when we first saw Kiana, when she got in the car to go to work, there was a car seat behind her in her car. So allegedly she has 2 children. But she don't want them on the show, and I'm not mad at that. Okay, so Kiana's like, they outside still arguing from the last time we saw them at the cookout. Kiana's like, you should have said, no, that's excuse me. You should have told the what? Oh, okay. So they make up because he like, don't walk off, don't go nowhere. Can I get a kiss? She like, no, let me walk off, bro. I gotta cool down. So he admits to talking to Joella. He said, I was talking to her about the kids. No, you was not, fool. She ain't stupid. The kids was in the backyard playing. You hugged that woman, and then you got your plate and you stood next to Joella eating your food and you was smiling. You was so excited about that. And Kiana, you need to decide if you're going to stay with him and if you're going to trust him. Because why stay if you don't trust him? He going to go back to that girl. If you can't let the past be the past, baby, because he got to talk to the baby mama. Maybe y'all all should talk. You mad because she came. She was gonna come. Them kids are little. She not gonna drop them off there. The 2-year-old didn't even come. She had the 8 and the 5-year-old. She could have dropped them off and came back, I guess. But you gotta work through those things with her, with him. And if you're gonna be with this man, you're gonna have to let it go. What you gonna do? Drive yourself crazy? Cause she gonna show up. The kids are 5 and 2. Girl, she gonna be showing up for the next 16 years at least. So you say you feel disrespected because he hugged her. She say, oh, girl was okay. It was just him. And I'm like, that should have showed you something, Kiana. You saw connection and chemistry between them two. And that's what bothered you. You saw chemistry. Because the hugging ain't the issue. It's what happened after that, the way they both embraced each other, how they was looking, the chemistry, because you can't hide the chemistry. She was still, he stood next to her, but he was eating. Her friends are in the kitchen talking some sense into her because they like, girl, you need to calm down. You can't be at his house popping off. Now, Pops is outside checking in with D, trying to see if he really want to be with Kiana because, he messy and full of drama too. So now he want to be serious. So he said he does because she rode for him while he was inside the prison walls. And it's like, is that a reason to want to ride off with a chick? Like you still got your heart is over there with that baby mama. Like, is that a reason you feel committed to Kiana because she was committed to you? So Pops is like, well, I gotta first of all, Pop's gonna say she was acting just like your mama used to act. I was like, oh boy. So he like, I gotta ride with them. If he want her, I gotta ride with them. So he pulls out a ring from his big mama to give to Demondrick. He like, maybe, put this on Kiana's hand, and take it to the next level. And to me, if y'all saw that ring, nothing about that ring said it was from 2 generations ago. I'm assuming Big Mama is Dad's mother, which would be Demondrick's grandmother. So I'm talking 2 generations ago for Demondrick. That ring looked so modern. It looked so very today's ring. Nothing about it said vintage, old, nothing. So to me, this was staged. D thanks his dad, takes the ring, put it in his pocket. He says he is not ready to marry her, but hopefully this ring will make her more secure. I don't know about all that, Demondrick. I don't know, because you got that spirit over there with that girl, and she gonna hang around with her dumb self. Joella, you need to move on. So, and I know that's hard because you got 2 of his kids that look just like him and they act like him and you're so in love with you. But how you gonna be in love? This man left you twice or 3 times. Girl, just go on about yourself. Go on about yourself. You are too good to be hanging on to this trash. Now stop it. So back at Kiana's house, she had it all decorated because she was ready to do what she was gonna do. The bed got treats in the middle, got whatever. What she have? Rose petals in the heart. The theme color was royal blue. I guess balloons. I don't know. She had lingerie on the bed, so she ain't feeling none of that. She just want to take a shower, go to bed. He trying to come on to her. She like, no, I'm gonna be mad all night. So 2 hours later, she probably good in sleep, and nothing. And something tells her that they probably did do it. Like, come on now, because they got in the bed. They was hugged up. They wasn't on each side of on their side of the bed. They was hugged up in the middle. You can't tell me them pheromones wasn't getting all good, and the body language and the butterflies and the pheromones was flying all around. And honey, that car went in that garage. I know it did. Child, please. So 2 hours later, honey, Demondrick back in all his clothes. He just stepped outside, honey. He calls the baby mama. You notice he calls her mama. When they hugged, when she left the cookout, he called her mama. So he calls her, and I bet you there is never a time where she does not answer the phone. I bet you she answers the phone every time he calls. So what's up, mama? He on the porch. He on Kiana's porch. And so he like, I'm sorry about what happened. Like, you all right? She's like, I'm okay. I wish I would have stayed in my place. And I'm like, I wish she would have elaborated more on, I wish I would have stayed in my place. What do you actually mean by that, Kiana? But you shouldn't have, like, what do you think you did wrong? You came, you should have hung out with the sister, you should have went in the backyard with the kids, but you wanted to be all up in Kiana's face. Is that what you mean by staying in your place? You shouldn't have took that hug. You should have made it a dap, a little hand clap, a little a little what's up? What do you mean? You should have stayed in your place. Or yeah, you should have. Like, to me, you should have stayed at your place, meaning at home. So he said he gonna lie to Kiana because he don't want to hurt neither one of them. So if it means he has to lie to Kiana to keep the peace, that's what he gonna do. Boy, how is that gonna look? Anything you do in the dark gonna come to the light. You should know that at your little age. You're 30 years old. You should know that by now. So he tell her he trying to see the boy that didn't come to the cookout, Kyrie or whatever, the 2 year old. He trying to see him because she didn't bring him. And so I was thinking to myself, okay, she say her mama had him and all that. And I'm kind of like, you knew what you were doing. If you didn't bring him, he was gonna want to see him. And he didn't really make a big idea about it. But that stepmama did. So now he like, I want to see Kyrie. She like, okay. So he go back in. So that it's the next morning. Kiana and Demadric are talking, and they kind of getting their reasoning together, getting their boundaries together, telling what went wrong. And she like, he said he don't want to be mean to her. And so she said, but I don't want you to be that friendly either. He was like, well, I want to be cordial. Okay. So she was like, it's just too soon. We trying to heal what you done did. And it just seemed like y'all was just being sneaky. I was getting them sneaky, shady vibes. And I'm like, exactly. That's your discernment telling you, tapping you on your shoulder. And he wants everybody to get along. He wants some sister wives. He wants both of them. He really do. And so she's like, we just not there yet. He probably can get it. I think he thinks he can have both. That's what I think. Because that makes sense. So he kind of like, okay, can I get some? And so she's like, oh, I'm so weak for him. Oh my goodness. And so she goes and she gets up. Remember, she had that lingerie on the bed. So she gets up and goes in the bathroom to put it on. We got the lingerie with the stockings. I said, girl, y'all are in the country because who's wearing the stockings with the lingerie? You supposed to have on some heels, girl, with the lingerie, with a little nightie, with a little see-through robe number, with the heels, honey. That's what you're supposed to be having, honey. So anyway, they get it on, and I believe that's the end of my review. And I done went almost an hour. Goodness gracious, Will and Courtney, I did them. We went to Ohio, did them. Did Kiana, did Joey, did Brooklyn, and did JK. Okay, besties. Well, besties, that was the end of the episode. We gonna see next week where Demondra gonna give Kiana that ring, and she gonna be excited and surprised. She looks surprised. And then we see Julius gonna be telling Alexis warehouse job. He's like, excuse me, I don't work. I'm gonna get out in these streets. I'm really gonna go to Tyler because I'm about to get in these streets. But besties, don't forget to like my video. If you've been here 57 minutes, give me a like. It's free. Help support my small channel. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Share with your friends and family. And make sure your notification bell is on so that you know each and every time I post my content. And I will be back with another recap. Tomorrow's Real Housewives of Atlanta. Look for my recap by Monday afternoon. And then Monday's Basketball Wives will be back. And I will be reviewing that. That comes on Monday night. So look for my recap on Tuesday. All right. Bye, bestie.